I have been asked a few times over the years why a person gets sick when they go on a vegan diet. I'm talking like colds and flu-like symptoms. So today I'm going to give you my tuppence worth regarding why you might be getting sick on a vegan diet. Hi, Fee here, the healthy vegan author, helping people to go vegan through my books and encouraging you to stay vegan. So I come across people who have recently gone vegan, like not even a year, so it's just a few months. And then along comes flu-like symptoms, or they get the runny nose that's the precursor to a cold. Now immediately they blame the vegan diet. So let's start with the diet. Are you having good plant-based foods and not just junk like 2-minute noodles or the new magnums? If you're having a good mix of beans, peas, lentils, leafy greens, grains, nuts, seeds, vegetables, fruits, especially berries, then it's not the vegan diet. Next, look at the microbiome, which is the gut bacteria. It contains a lot of the immune system of the body. Simply put, the bacteria that a meat eater has is not that great and very limited. Once you start eating whole plant foods, you actually need to build up the good bacteria to deal with all this new superfood that you're putting into your body. You can do this via probiotics like fermented foods, tempeh, sauerkraut, pickles, vegan kimchi, kombucha, anything that's fermented. But you also need prebiotics like onions and garlic, even bananas. You can go online and find the list for prebiotics. Now these types of foods will nourish the good bacteria in the digestive tract and build up the immune system. But sometimes that period between being animal-based eating and then going vegan, especially if it's done like today I'm going vegan, this can actually drop the immune system. Now there's also other factors that you can consider if you do get sick, like do you live near someone who sprays with pesticides? Does your family or the house that you're in cook meat? Perhaps there's been a cross-contamination. In the supermarket, if you are lucky enough to have someone, a supermarket that offers wipes, then always wipe the handle of the trolley, because there is a lot of contamination, especially on the packets of chicken. Have you been burning the candle at both ends and you're tired? Are you stressed? Have you been to a different town and drunk the tap water? That actually can have some quite yucky effects. Have you been on an air flight? There are a lot of people with viruses and bacteria that go, flying, and it gets airborne and gets into the plane circulation. The point is, don't be so quick to blame the vegan diet. And certainly don't listen to self-proclaimed doctors telling you that you're sick because of what you eat. How do they know? They don't have a clue. It's both prejudice and fear on their part. If you have any worries at all about being vegan, have a thorough blood test done to make sure you don't have any deficiencies. In fact, I recommend vegans should have a blood test once a year or at least every 2 years. And now it's time for the wee bonus fact. I read an article the other day that the CEO of the National Dairy Council in Ireland claimed that the expense of a vegan diet will see its demise. Sorry, I'm really trying to keep a straight face here, because she claimed that we would see an end in the next 2 or 3 years of the vegan diet because it was so expensive. I mean, I actually did laugh out loud when I read it. Do you know the reason why I went vegetarian way back in the 90s? It was because meat was too expensive and I was flat broke. And I soon discovered that cheese was too. It was far more economical to eat legumes. Blimey, for the price of a meat meal, I could buy bulk chickpeas, cook up a whole heap of them and freeze them and then use them for many different meals. The same went for lentils and beans. I bought vegetables and fruit in season, and I must admit I was blessed with friends who gave me food from their garden. Sure, I didn't have the fancy flour or the fancy rice. It was white flour and brown rice. But I made my own bread, and if I got excess food, I'd freeze it or bottle it or can it. I grew my own herbs where I could, and I made my own fermented foods. I thought I lived extremely well, and I was well. I didn't get sick. Yes, it can be expensive if you want to buy the fancy foods like the Linda McCartney vegan pies or the vegan cheeses or the vegan yogurts. But that's actually not whole plant foods that healthy vegans should be eating. Those prepared meals are for an odd time only. There are so many recipes out there for those on a budget, and it's just a matter of getting into the kitchen and making your own pie. I was actually talking to a friend the other day about how I'm glad that I'm vegan because I don't spend nearly as much on food as others do. He agreed, saying meat and dairy, like the cheese and butter, are really expensive. And he and his family are going more and more plant-based. Yay! Veganism is not just the food. Yes, it's a big part of it. And a lot of people get into it through the food first. But that's where this CEO is missing the point. Veganism is about the animals. Veganism is not a fad, it's a movement, and it's growing. That's it for today. Did this video help? Let me know in the comments if it did. Can't wait to chat with you there. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, clicking the notification bell. Remember, have great food, make it whole plant-based, and be compassionate to all animals, including humans. Bye for now.